I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
It sounds like a woman shouting or screaming. What the hell is that?
Shout out Home Depot. Oh my god!
Davey's Dash is a camping and outdoor adventure channel, and if you've never come across it, it's worth your time. Easygoing, genuine, and grounded in that classic wilderness atmosphere. This episode was meant to be a simple one, a quiet night outside under the stars, no tent, no hammock, just a sleeping bag and a mat on the ground, about as stripped back as it gets. That was the plan anyway.
Yeah, if you can see that orange cab up there, that's Mark and his daughter Arizona. Yeah, nice father-daughter time out in nature. It's awesome. So hello guys, if you happen to be seeing this, sorry you didn't have stickers for you. I gotta put stickers in my wallet, man. I don't know why I don't do that. Anyways, this is what we're looking at. Give you a show of what I'm seeing. It's a beautiful day. I did get a little bit overheated because I was trying to push myself a little bit, and I ended up throwing up on the side of the trail, which isn't always the best, but at least nobody was around, so I don't even know why I'm telling you this, because it could have gone unknown. But I don't like these temperatures, man. Like 22 is like a hot day in Winnipeg, so I'm down here and this is, yeah, this is a little uncomfortable for me. But I think that's the Lynn River. I'm not sure. It looks beautiful though. So what we'd like to do, like look at this little spot down here. We'd like to find something like that, I think. But I do have a spot in mind, but.
After a solid stretch of hiking, he found his spot, right alongside a small creek, sheltered by trees, well off the path of anyone passing through. It had that rare quality of feeling genuinely tucked away. He rolled out his sleeping bag, got his camp sorted, and settled in for what was supposed to be a slow, easy night.
All right, my friends, well, I've decided to stay here. This is a beautiful spot, and I know it's a beautiful spot. I didn't realize that this is where I was for a few minutes. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. There's only one little slight piece up there, right in those 4 trees, that you can see me from the trail. So pretty secluded. Love it. Like just look at how beautiful this place is. So yeah, we have the pack strapped to the tree, and yeah, as far as it goes, my camp is set. There it is. Kitchen, sleeping. So we have the my Coleman bag, and yeah, that's camp tonight. That's it. There's no tent, no tarp, no hammock, no. It's just me, the ground, and my nature. So pretty stoked for this one. Yeah, it's been real quiet down here because this is really in between nowhere. Anyways, but yeah, that's me sorted.
As the sun dropped below the tree line, he climbed into his sleeping bag and let himself unwind.
So that's all I have for today, man. It's a little bit of a boring video. Again, I'm out testing some gear right now. It's just me, nature, and the sun going down. It's time for bed. I will see you all for coffee in the morning.
A quiet night next to a running creek sounds like the kind of sleep most people would pay for. This wasn't that. Around 11 at night, after a few beers, Davey was out cold when something pulled him awake. He opened his eyes to find a figure standing roughly 10 feet away, headlamp on, a steel pipe in each hand, completely still. The moment Davey stirred, the light went off. That's when he reached for his camera. What followed speaks for itself.
Not that difficult to respect other people, is it? So start showing some respect if you want respect. Need my light to help you get out of here?
No.
No? You know how to get out?
Would you mind just giving me a few minutes? I'm still in my sleeping bag.
Why are you in your sleeping bag? You knew there was somebody in a tent here. You knew that. Do you you think they're gonna feel comfortable falling asleep in the middle of the night with a stranger 20 feet away? Do you honestly think that? The answer is no, and you wouldn't feel comfortable either, would you?
All right,
No, you wouldn't. Fair enough. Fair enough.
My apologies.
That's fair enough, mate.
My apologies.
Fair enough.
I will push on.
I already got a hold of the RCMP and told them to get over here and deal with their because I'm sick of this bullshit, mate.
No, that's the homeless guy. We'll deal with him later. Right now, let's just get out of here. He's all jibbed up or something. And one thing you can't do is trust a jibber. Alright, well, that's where I was sleeping. Until the homeless man with two goddamn steel pipes come walking into my camp about 10 feet away from me while I was sound asleep. Well, I guess we know who needs his teeth knocked down his throat now, doesn't he? But that will be a battle for another day. That is not our concern tonight. Our concern tonight is being somewhere safe and getting some kip. So, alright, well, I guess we're shoving off. But, that, I better the out, because all I should do is just got up and throttle him. But, again, he had two steel pipes in his hand, 10 feet away from where I was sleeping. And yeah, that's not gonna work for me right now. So
Davey relocated, found somewhere more isolated, and got through the rest of the night, though sleep didn't come easily after that. By morning, the weight of what had happened had fully set in. From what emerged later, the man was homeless and had been camped nearby in a tent. Davey, drawn in by the spot's natural appeal, had unknowingly set up too close. The man, feeling threatened by the sudden presence, came out to confront him. That's what triggered the encounter. Waking up in a sleeping bag, restricted, slow to move, to find someone standing over you in the dark, holding two steel pipes, is a genuinely frightening situation. The potential for it to go badly was real. Fortunately, it stayed at the level of a heated exchange and nothing more. But it was far closer to serious than anyone would want. Brian and Marisa are one of those couples who don't sit still for long. Their YouTube channel follows them through remote campsites, demanding hiking trails, and whatever outdoor challenge comes next. But this particular video threw them something they weren't expecting. They'd spent the day winding through back roads in the Willpaw Hills, hunting for a quiet place to camp. After hours of driving, they landed on a lakeside spot that checked every box.
When you forget your leveling jacks, but you find a brick.
when?
The brick is just a brick.
We're camping here. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah,
She says she's the boss, so we're doing it.
I'm not the boss.
Let's get set up.
Yes,
Let's do it.
let's do it.
Camp setup went smoothly. As the sun went down, they cooked dinner, wound down, and eventually climbed up into their rooftop tent for the night. That's when the evening stopped being ordinary.
This guy has just pulled up right next to the car. Walking around in the water.
There's another car.
Stay here.
You just want to back up there.
Just stay here.
They run over our light.
Yeah.
What'd they do to it?
It's just cracked and
No, I meant the GoPro.
I don't know.
It was like turned around.
It was turned around this direction, but they were getting water from a beer can out of here and filling their car with it.
So it's what, 12:30?
Yeah.
And what just happened?
A car came like barreling in here.
He went flying in and went right here, ran over our light, and then went to show yeah. And they were doing something here.
And our GoPro was over here.
Yeah.
And then I heard another door, like as they were getting in theirs. And so I walked down to the end of the road and there's a car just sitting there. So I don't know how long it's been there for. So
I don't know.
So
Are we packing up?
yes, I don't feel safe here. So
They made the call to pack up and go, especially after spotting another car sitting in the driveway with its lights off and no obvious reason for being there. That alone felt strange. Most people instinctively give a parked camping vehicle some space. These ones didn't seem to think twice about it. The occupants appeared to be collecting water from the lake, but the timing made that hard to take at face value. Getting water in the middle of the night, right next to someone's vehicle, it didn't sit right. Maybe they were scoping out whether anyone was inside. Maybe something else was going on. Hard to say for certain. But given the way things are, you factor that kind of thing in whether you want to or not. Leaving was the sensible move. They didn't hang around to get answers. And honestly, that's the right instinct. When something feels off, you don't wait around to find out if you were correct. You trust that feeling and you move. Carl is the creator behind Welcome to the Woods UK, a YouTube channel where he documents outdoor adventures, camping trips, hunting, and survival challenges. His videos have always carried a sense of the forest as somewhere calm and familiar. But on March 9th, 2024, that changed. While out in his woodland, Carl picked up on something that felt wrong. He let it go at first, assuming it was nothing. Then he found that one of his trail cameras had vanished completely. No damage, no sign it had been knocked loose, no natural explanation for where it had gone. The camera was simply missing, mounting strap and all. Whatever had taken it had moved through his woodland without triggering anything, and it had done so deliberately. That realization sat with Carl in a way that didn't go away. The forest he knew didn't feel empty anymore.
Anyone that's been following the channel, especially recently, will know that I've had some sort of intruder in this wood. I'm on the south side of the property today at the furthest point. I've been through the woodland checking on my trail cams. Last week I did have one trail cam go missing. Can't find hide nor hair of it. Not even the strap was left on the tree, so that's just come up missing. It's almost as if someone's unstrapped it and took it with them, like, 'cause obviously they've been caught out or something. All of the other trail cams though are still in situ. I've got a great deal planned for this video, so I have actually got a couple of experimental things that I want to try. I do want to try and set up that sort of dummy camp a couple of 100 yards away from me whilst I'm set up in a stealthy camp, and I have my night vision binoculars trained onto where the camp is. Just put a little cob light or something inside and see if anyone does pass by.
With no intention of leaving it alone, Carl changed his approach and began surveying the woodland from the air using a drone. For days, the footage showed nothing unusual. The trees were still, the ground looked undisturbed, and there was nothing obvious to point to. But the sense of being watched never left him. Then, nearly 2 weeks into the search, the drone picked up something that moved the situation from unease into something closer to fear.
So for the last 2.5 weeks I have been using my drone for aerial surveillance on this. Might sound funny, but it can actually cover a big area and it can see a lot wider vision than what I can be in the woods on the floor. So I've been using that 2.5 weeks in, I did catch something that did catch my attention. So we are at the big cabin, some 4 miles away from the other bit of woodland that you have been seeing. It's quite nice to get away from that bit of woodland, to be honest with you. The last few weeks just staring at trail cam footage, drone footage, and the bits of footage that I did get at night time of whatever it is or whoever it is that is creeping about at night in there. So the drone footage was concerning in the fact that there shouldn't have been anyone else in the woodland. You can quite clearly see some sort of figure of a person walking from one side of the clearing to the other. I don't seem to have any recognition that the drone's there. Although the drone was going quite fast, I obviously slowed it down just so you could see the detail. I'm going to spend the last weekend here before the spring comes. I want to take the stovepipe and the log burner out and give it a good clean once I'm finished in here this weekend.
Going back through the footage, Carl spotted a lone figure moving between the trees. It appeared to be covered in dark, tangled material, something resembling thick hair or a rough ghillie suit that blended into the woodland in a way that felt deliberate. It moved upright and with confidence, like something that knew the land well. The posture was human, but there was something about the way it moved that didn't sit right. Carl watched the footage back repeatedly, and each time, the same cold feeling settled in. Determined to find out what he was dealing with, he put a plan together. He built a decoy campsite well away from where he was actually staying. A tent, gear arranged to look like it had been recently used, set up to draw whatever this was back out into the open. Once the trap was in place, Carl pulled back and got out of sight.
Don't know if you can see it, but just against that tree that's out there in the opening, that is the decoy camp. I'll show you exactly where we are with an arrow. As you can see, once you're shut inside, it's quite cosy. This is just a test on the decoy, which is a good 120 yards off the edge of the woodland. So that tree is 97 yards. Keep getting false readings from the laser on the rangefinder hitting the grass. So behind this decoy setup here is the east part of our woodland where the new cabin's being built, and we've got plenty of clearing here to see if anyone comes around. I'm going to put a cob light inside and turn it on just as it gets dark, so as it acts as a bit of an attractor. That wind's getting up. In the event that we are successful, I will hit record on the night vision binoculars. I'll also light that area up with a high powered torch that I've got.
He watched the decoy camp through the night using night vision equipment, keeping eyes on it as the woods went dark and silent around him.
If that was a stick that's fallen out of that tree or something was thrown. I'll have to replay the footage, but I'm not sure whether a branch fell out of the tree or something was thrown at that. I want to keep this light as low as I can. But it sounds like a woman shouting or screaming. Jesus. Jesus. The hell is that? What the hell is that? Switch over to night vision 1 second.
Then, without any warning, a heavy branch came down directly onto the tent, hard enough that it didn't feel accidental. Moments after that, deep sounds began moving through the forest, something between screaming and distorted shouting, raw and difficult to place. Carl went through every frame of footage he had. No figure appeared. No clear source could be found. The sounds didn't match any wildlife he recognized, and they seemed to drift around the tent, always just out of reach of the cameras. By morning, the woodland had settled back into its usual quiet. But nothing from that night had been explained. The figure on the drone footage, the impact on the tent, the sounds that came from nowhere and went back to the same place. None of it had an answer. Some believe it was a trespasser who had been moving through the woodland for some time. Others think the explanation goes somewhere stranger than that. What do you think was really out there that night? Dan is the creator behind the YouTube channel Dan's Van Life. His videos pull viewers into the nomadic world of life on the road. The open landscapes, the unexpected wildlife encounters, and the raw, unfiltered reality of calling a van home. From snow-dusted mountain passes to remarkable animal sighting, his journey captures what this lifestyle actually looks and feels like. But on August 4th, 2023, he got a reminder of just how fast a quiet day can turn into something else entirely. It started simply enough. He wanted a change of scenery while editing his latest video. He found a park with a mountain backdrop, set up his laptop, and settled in, hoping the fresh air would make the work feel a little less like work.
We're going to take my laptop, the grow lot. You know, the van's still kind of messy from last night. And we're going to go sit in the park and edit the video up in the beautiful park with the mountain atmosphere and the people walking around, and should make it a little more fun than usual. Got an iced coffee from McDonald's. Cassie got kicked out of McDonald's. Worker wasn't happy that I brought her in, but I couldn't care less what a McDonald's worker thinks.
It didn't last long. Dark clouds started pushing in. The sun disappeared, and rain looked like it was on the way. Dan packed up and headed back to the van, where he shifted into a slower gear, finishing his edits and putting together a breakfast wrap with greens and avocado.
All right, we got out the ingredients. I think these are old, so we are going to be doing a wrap with the one tortilla that I got left, using some spinach and egg and meat and avocado. Absolutely amazing. Best case scenario.
That evening, after snacks and some time with his dog Cassie, he stepped out for a short walk up the road, curious whether there was a better vantage point of the mountain sitting behind his campsite. It was the kind of casual, unhurried walk that's supposed to end with nothing more than a nice view. That's not how it ended.
There's either a moose or a horse right outside of the van right now. And he just made a scary noise. Or a bear. Holy shit. There's a bear right outside the van. Hey, bear. He's huge. He's huge. If I wouldn't have said something, he was gonna go in the van. If I wouldn't have hollered, hey bear, he was about to walk his way right into the van. Stay. Cassie, sit. Sit.
Without warning, a sharp snorting sound cut through the quiet and stopped him in his tracks. He turned, and there it was, a large shadow moving along the side of his van, a bear. And it wasn't just passing by. It was working the vehicle, pressing against it, looking for a way in.
Dude, like that was like destiny or something. If I would have walked, if that bear would have been 1 minute behind schedule, me and Cassie would have been up the road far enough to where I wouldn't have saw him or heard him. And I could have came back to the van like totaled from a bear trying. Could you imagine a fat bear trying to climb through there? He'd destroy everything. He'd rip apart the racing sim, probably pull the cabinet out. Once again, why you never have your dog off leash, even if they are trained well. A bear walks by, dude, and that thing, their dog's gonna freak out. The wildlife has been really showing itself lately.
That moment said everything about the nature of these trips. The wild doesn't announce itself. It doesn't give you time to prepare. While imagined dangers can feel overwhelming, Nothing compares to the weight of a real predator standing a few feet from where you sleep. Dan and Cassie were lucky that night. The situation stayed just on the right side of serious, but it was close enough to leave a mark. The next video comes from Claire on the Road, a US-based travel and car camping channel that follows the unglamorous, unfiltered reality of living out of a small vehicle. New locations, real obstacles, and the kind of moments that don't make the highlight reel. It's October 4th, 2025, somewhere in a forested stretch of the United States. Before she even settles in for the night, Claire's mind goes back to a recent stop at another campsite where a van driver acted strangely. That memory is still with her as she leaves the city behind and pushes further into the trees. When she arrives, she takes stock of what she's working with: rocky ground, wet conditions, and no cell signal. Right away, the location comes with a short list of concerns.
All right, everybody. So we have some good news and some bad news about the campsite. The good news is that it's a viable spot. I got here, no problems, and it's a nice little roundabout. I don't have to stress. There's nobody around. It's giving me instant relief from being in the city, which is key. The bad thing is that we cannot cook outside. I was deliberating off camera for a little while about whether I should stay or if I should go. I did catch a weather forecast on the radio, and it is going to be raining tomorrow morning early, like after dawn. I think I can make this work as long as I'm out of here before dawn.
Cooking outside isn't an option, so she sets up her gas stove inside the car and gets to work. She keeps a close eye on ventilation and CO2 levels while managing the tight quarters, feeding Parker, keeping the mosquitoes at bay, staying on top of the cramped setup. None of it is complicated on its own, but it adds up. The forest outside is quiet. The solitude, though, isn't something she can fully tune out.
Okay, so I'm not gonna burden you with all of this. I'm gonna take care of it with some food grade wet wipes, and then we'll meet up. Oh my gosh. Even if it is slightly creepy out here, my opinion, it is more peaceful than creepy. It really is. It is definitely more peaceful than it is creepy, but it's also not dark yet.
As the light fades, she takes Parker out for a walk through the marshy woodland nearby. On the surface, it's peaceful, but she stays switched on, aware of the wildlife, aware of how far she is from anyone who could help. The forest is genuinely beautiful. The fact that she's out here alone in it is a separate thing entirely.
I think we're going to be alone tonight. This isn't quite the most desirable campsite, but I'll take it over a Walmart parking lot for a change. That's the kind of mosquitoes that you're not going to get with like a candle, but it just gets to a point where you can't do anything. A lot of the times it's workable, but not tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Okay, I did not think that it was supposed to rain right now.
Then the rain arrives, and it doesn't ease in. It comes down hard and fast, and water starts collecting around the campsite almost immediately. The possibility of flooding moves from background concern to something she has to actively plan around. She rearranges her setup inside the car and starts mentally preparing to move if it comes to that. The night's mood shifts.
All these cushions, I don't use these at night. I just have these for comfort during the day. And like that one, I put over there. I don't know where else to put it. I know it's not ideal, but it is what it is. And then I have my extension, which is this tent. It's usually higher, but I have the rain fly out because it was a little bit damp. I might have to add something. I'll put my jeans under it. See, by the time I put the pillow and this stuff back here, a lot of you seem kind of like confused. I can understand that like my bed isn't long enough. I can understand that because during the day when I'm not sleeping, I have this stuff like all moved forward. But when I go to sleep,
then the lightning starts and it doesn't let up. At that point, staying put isn't a reasonable option anymore. Claire pulls out and works her way through dark, wet roads scanning for hazards as she goes. Deer step into the headlights, downed branches and storm debris appear along the route. At one point, she crosses a state line without meaning to, which adds a layer of disorientation to an already stressful drive. Severe thunderstorm warnings are coming through, confirming what she already knew. Getting out was the right call. Eventually, she reaches a rest area where other car campers have gathered, and for the first time all night, the tension eases. The whole experience is a clean illustration of how fast things can unravel in remote camping situations. Questionable terrain, no signal, and then a serious storm all inside a single night. Claire comes away from it with a sharper appreciation for checking forecasts in advance, keeping safety equipment monitored, and knowing when to cut your losses and leave. Parker was steady company through all of it, and when she finally pulled into that rest area and saw other people around, the relief was real. That wraps it up for today. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this type of content, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Turn on the notification bell and you'll know the moment something new goes up. And if you're looking for something to watch next, there are videos on the screen right now. I think you'll find something worth your time.